There has been quite a bit of activity on the Major League trade market so far this offseason, and a few big names have been moved. The Yankees now have Craig Kimbrel within their division. The elite closer was recently traded from San Diego to Boston. Shortstop Andrelton Simmons was dealt from Atlanta to the Angels, and the Mariners have made multiple deals, including a 6-player swap with Tampa Bay that included another shortstop, Brad Miller, going to the Rays. Also, we see Aaron Hicks on that graphic as we welcome you back. Clap, give me your take on the Hicks trade.
I was really interested to hear Jack's interview because it's my first contact or exposure with Hicks. Sounds like a really mature guy, someone who really has his head on straight. The question is, can he handle the big market? I think he's got talent. I think there's a lot of upside there. I think he fits with the Yankees in the bigger picture. Certainly, he now gives the Yankees the option, the flexibility to trade Brett Gardner, or if Carlos Beltran, falls off and completely his skills evaporate, there's a possibility of playing him in right field. All those things are possible. My question is Hicks really ready for this new division, this new mentality, the market here? I mean, everything that he knows or has known is going to be completely blown up, and he's going to start over.
Well, this reminds me of last year's Gregorius and Eovaldi trades, and the idea that you got to give up something to get something. And I think John Ryan Murphy was very impressive his couple of years here, but the Yankees get value in return. Aaron Hicks, a guy who Terry Ryan, the Twins general manager, said we rushed him. They rushed him to the major leagues back in 2013. Pretty bad his first couple of years in the majors, wound up back in the minors. But this past year, he seemed to figure some things out, like Jack talked about, the Torrey Hunter's tutelage. And I like this move a lot.
And guys, sometimes we focus so much on offense that I even asked him this question. You can score runs or you can prevent runs. And Hicks is a guy, you put him in the outfield, he's going to help the Yankees prevent the other team from scoring runs. Excellent defensively with a very, very good arm.
And one final thought, his offensive numbers aren't great, but what's the value of adding another switch hitter to that Yankees lineup?
Another switch hitter, and specifically it's lefties, because I remember that playoff game, Dallas Keuchel. He didn't have too much problem with that Yankee lineup. So the idea of getting another guy he is a switch hitter, but better from the right-hand side, gives the Yankees, gives Joe Girardi more weapons.
We looked at that other graphic as we now leave the Aaron Hicks conversation, and Craig Kimbrel now joining the Red Sox. So welcome to the American League East fray for him, right?
And you know what? A lot of people dissecting this trade and saying, wow, did the Red Sox give up too much? They gave up 4 prospects, including 2 very elite prospects. I say you have to go for it if you're the Red Sox. Their bullpen was a shambles last season. They didn't have the solid crew out there that they needed. Now I think they have it. Now I think you look at a 7, 8, 9 of Tazawa, Uehara, and then Kimbrel and what he has been able to do. And I like this move for the Red Sox because I don't think they're too far from contending again.
To me, this is classic Dave Dombrowski, the Red Sox new baseball chief. Dave Dombrowski trades more prospects than anybody. He could not care less about the Baseball America crowd, about the prospect geeks. So let's win now. And if you look at his trades with the Tigers and even going back to the Marlins, very few guys he's given up have come back to haunt him.
And I don't know how, Bobby, he's going to do in Boston, but how about Dave Dombrowski? He was always looking for that closer in Detroit and never really found it, and now he's got a great one.
But he couldn't help himself. But I agree with Ken. He had to do something. The Red Sox have had 2 losing seasons in a row. They've got to make a splash. I don't think this deal would have been made if Ben Cherington was there. This is a Dombrowski deal meant to have an immediate impact, if for no other reason, to satisfy a very impatient fan base.
And Jack, quick thought on the Angels' move to get Simmons, the shortstop from the Braves. Big move by new GM Billy Epler.
All right, Billy Epler comes in as their GM, and the first move is to get the best defensive shortstop and probably the best defensive player in Major League Baseball. Again, Ken mentioned the Baseball America crowd. I like this move, too, for Epler because you now put Simmons at shortstop. You already have Mike Trout in center field. You're building towards something big there. I love the way Simmons plays defensively. I know they had to give up something to get him, but I like this move from Epler's perspective. The way he described it, too, he had a great quote about it, talking about how if you go on the free agent market and try and hunt down a shortstop, those shortstops aren't out there. You see one that you can get in the trade market, and there's that quote, Bob. You go out and get that player.
And as he said at the end there, Jack, it felt like it was an opportunity to grab something very rare that presented itself. And when it does, you're in a battle with a lot of different clubs. And to your point, that's why he gave up arguably the top 2 pitchers in the organization.